Hello, this is a new tutorial about the weather station. With this tutorial, you will learn about RxJS, what is this, and also why we are using that. Also, you will see some challenging in the CSS like we do usual. But the main focus is about RxJS. So RxJS, what is this? It's for a library for asynchronous event. So it means, for example, you are at the queue at the post, you are waiting for something. But if there is only one queue, you must wait that the person was before has finished. So you wait until it's done. But if you have many locket open, so you can have a multiple queue, and it can start and ending you don't know when. For example, you have two person in a queue, another queue there is one person, so it will be asynchronous because you don't know the time when it's finished, when there is something, so it's totally no control. So this is something that you must know. This is really important, and it will be the focus today. So what we will do, we will create this nice thermometer, and also we will do another one with another style also like this one. So we will do two kind of thermostat. So we have the temperature, we can have the other information also that we will have. First, we will do some topics with the console log, and after we will move progressively to create really the component, and after to do that in action. So this is really nice. I hope you are ready. So we will start. The first thing that we will do, it will create a service. Why a service? Because it can be exposed to other component, and it can be used by this component. So it's really interesting. So you will avoid to duplicate code. So this is something that you pay attention. So the first thing we will create the service. So I right click here and I create the service. Also, you can do by the command line as usual, so you already know. So it will be ng g for generate, but not c because we are not create component, but s for service. So it will be ng g and s for the service, and after the name of the service. Here we will call that weather station. Always put a name that it's meaning something, because it's really important. To keep simple the tutorial, we will just create an observer, and it will emit just a number. You can see like a sensor somewhere, and it captures some information, some data. So what we need is some data. So to just simulate that, we will create an observer. It's just raw data, and after we will see better what we can do with this kind of data. Okay, let me explain a little bit. I have created an interface with the weather. We have the temperature and also the day. We will just simulate a day with a temperature. So what we do, in the service, we create the get data weather. It will have a new observable. And after, we can have some information that you can see here about to add the date. So as you see in the structure, we have the day. So it will be an increment every time of +1 to add a day. So you can have the calendar from now till an infinite period, and every day we calculate a random temperature. I will take a range between 0 and 14, and to have a negative number I will do exactly the same. I random another number that I multiply by -1 to have a negative or positive number. And we can add that to the structure of the weather, and we can pass that to the observer. So it means it will emit something from the weather. So for example, today, and we have 23 for the temperature, so it will emit this thing. Tomorrow it will be something else. Here it can be a not realistic value because it's random, but it's just for the tutorial that we do that. Okay, and after we clear the interval because we repeat this thing to emit every second something new. Okay, seems really good. I'm creating a new component. It will be weather component, so I will do the Angular generator with the component, and we can call that weather. Okay, seems good. After, don't forget to put that in the module here to make the declaration, of course, and after, don't forget to do an export also, so it will be really interesting if you are using that in another module. Or if it's something common, you can put that in a common module to share the component between multiple modules. Okay, seems really good. After, we can see if it's working. So what I'm doing, I'm just displaying the app weather to see if we have a text just like here. Yeah, it works, so this is really good. After, what we can do is just to import the service. It will be in the constructor, so we can do something private, and we can put the service that we have created. So it will be weather station. What I do most of the time, I will write something for the first, and after we can import really the service, and after I write really the name just there. For my convention, I just put the same name but without the uppercase here, but feel free to use what you want. We will do something here. We will create an observer, so it will be someone is interested by the data here. So we are just listening the data from the emit from the observer. And there is a multiple things that we can do, but first we will just create an observer. You can have multiple observer, of course, and we will just do that for the exercise here. When you declare a service, don't forget to put the provider in the module, so it will be accessible here. Okay, I have created two buttons, and there is one guy, it will be Alice, and the other guy, it will be Bob. They want to subscribe because they are really interested by the weather and by the data that we have from the observer. The observable. So it will be really important because we have two observers here that they want to subscribe to the observable. Okay, it will be more easy if we do some console log. So we will do just like this. So I click on the button, you see I have the Thermo 1, and I click on the button, I have the Thermo 2. Okay, as you can guess, it will be you can see that like it will be start to listening and stop to listening. So we will create two variables to see when it's on or off. So I have created two variables, two booleans, and it will be like a switch. I can start, I can stop, I can start, I can stop. Okay, as you can see, it will be exactly what we need to subscribe for the weather station. Okay, we can go and to subscribe to the weather service. Okay, let me explain the first observer. It will be Alice. So she clicks on the button and she will activate. If it's the case, she wants to subscribe. So she wants to listen from the weather service. so she subscribed, and after she will have the next value that the weather station can propose. Okay, and when she click again, it will unsubscribe. Okay, seems good. We can test it. Okay, I have write a little bit the code again, so I will explain. So I have created two variables, for the switch. Maybe I have renamed because I lost the code, but I rewrite again. And we have the getThermo1 and the getThermo2. So the 1 is for the first button and the getThermo2 is the second button. What we do, Alice is interested by the information about the weather. So sorry to repeat, but it's really important. And we switch the button to the other state after she subscribed to the weather station. And when we click again, she unsubscribes because she's not anymore interested. What we must understand, it seems like there is a sink. You open the sink, and if someone is in the room, he can take the water there. But if he's not anymore interested, he's gone. It's exactly the same, but the sink is always open. So you can see exactly the same here, because the sink, it will be the observable, and it will be open with the stream that you have inside, and you can stop the observable. But you can subscribe and to do what you want. For example, for the sink, you have Alice and she wants water, so she take a glass and she take a little bit of water, but the sink is always open. It's exactly the same with the observer. We have a lot of streaming of information about the temperature and other information about the date, but what we need to know, someone subscribed, like Alice, she's interested, but when she's not anymore interested, we are not annoying her with any more information, so it will be stopped. We can see that in action. I click on the button, she subscribed, and she has some information, you see, from the observable, and after she stopped, and she's not anymore contacted for that. Okay, we can do exactly the same for Bob. So we do exactly the same for Bob. Okay, as you can see, it's exactly the same code, except it's for Bob. I will start here. So you see it's starting, and we have a lot of information. Now Alice is always also listening, as you can see. She's received also the information. Okay, Bob is not anymore interested. So there is only Alice interested by the stream. And after she stopped, and there is nobody contacted by here. We can do exactly the same. We have Bob starting. After Alice, she listened a little bit, and after she stopped, it will be only a Bob. So you will see we have the streaming and we are listening or not. Okay, we stop here. What you must to know, when you subscribe, you will receive a data here, or you receive an error. If it's an error, you can put in the second place here. It will be exactly the same than you have here, but you can put like this for the error. You can put the message that you want to do here in case of error, but we will not cover here that. Also, we can see the data that we have. We don't do anything. We will see also how we can manipulate the streaming that we have to give something else. Okay, I will explain there with a third button. Okay, I have created a third button. As you can see here, it will be you that will start. We do exactly the same subscription, but we want to interested by one data. It's about the temperature. If it's more than 21, we will say that it's hot. It's less than 21, it will be cold. How we do that? We just do a pipe. So we will use that. And before to subscribe, we will use the pipe and with the map. So when you use a pipe, it seems like a pipe. It will be transformed something, and after it will give you something at the end. When we do a map, we will want to do something in the output. I will take the data from the weather, and I will do just something really easy. It's more than 21, I say it's hot, and in otherwise it's a cold. And I will adjust the display here because we do anything with that. Okay, I'll start with here. As you can see, it will be cold here. So this is pretty good, as you can see, and it's hot now. So it will change directly. So this is really powerful. What does it mean? It means you don't need to do something here and to have all the properties that you don't need. If you want to subscribe and you have just one information needed, it's not really useful to have everything. And if you want something else in the output, it will be it can be the case. So you can use a pipe and transform that, and you can use the map. You can do also something else. It was the tap. What does it mean, the tap? You want to experiment something, but you are not really sure, so you will just do something in the empty. So we will try here. Okay, we are using the tab. So I'm doing exactly the same that we do before, but I use the tab. You will see the difference. So I put in the output for the console log, but in fact we have always the same object that we have before, so it does anything. To better understand, I will just put the return that we have before, so you will understand it does nothing. So it means it do the treatment that you want, but it gives you in output nothing. It will give you exactly the same that you had before. So we can start again, and you can see. Okay, this is exactly what we need, because we just experiment something, but we are not sure, so we can do something like this. Of course, you can use the console log just to experiment. This is really good. So you see, this is really something really basic. We subscribe to an observable. We have data. We can explore the data with the next. So it means I'm interested by the next data that the observable returns to me. Okay, I have that. I can do a treatment on that. So I can do just an output. Or you can do a pipe to transform the data. If you don't want to transform but just experiment something, you use the tap. If you want to experiment and do really something, you can use the map here to have data in output. I hope it seems more clear. And don't forget to unsubscribe when you are not anymore interested. Because if you don't do that, it will be always listening all the time. Okay, we can go further. The next thing that I want to show you is the async pipe. This is really famous, and this is something that you must use and use every time that you can. So this means that you can subscribe and unsubscribe. But if you forget to unsubscribe, you can have a lack of performance with your application also. So this is really important. For example, we are just display the information for the temperature, but we just subscribe and unsubscribe automatically when the component is there. but when the component is not anymore there, it will destroy for you the async pipe. How I do that? I will show you here. I have a create a method, and it will return me just the observable, but I will not subscribe. How I will trigger that? I will show you here with the async pipe. So you just put the pipe and async just after. What does it mean? It will subscribe automatically when it will see the HTML from the DOM. So it will automatically trigger, and it will create the observable for you. So it means when the weather is destroyed, the component weather is destroyed, it will be also destroyed here. So this is really powerful, and we will use that when we will create the temperature that you can see on the thermometer. So we have two kind of thermometer, so it will be two kind. Finally it will be like Alice and Bob, but it will be two thermometer, and we have some information, but it can be separate component, so we can use the async on this kind of component here. And you put the JSON just to put the data. Okay, we have seen really the basic of the RxJS. There is a multiple operators that you can use, but I will try to keep that simple, so you can see in practical how you can use that. So this is the goal here. Now we are doing the CSS and the component. So I wanted to first show you the basic to better understand. And after, when you have the basic, we can do something more fun with the visual part. So we will do that in action for the visual part. So we can continue now. Okay, we can start to do the first thermometer. It will be this one. I will do something to black instead of the wood, and with the white for the color of the rest. And we will simplify below just for the exercise here. Okay, how we can do that? We can start. I will create a new component here. So it will be just Angular generator, and we can take the first thermometer. So we will talk that thermo, not digital, it will be thermometer. Yeah, we can put something really easy here, thermometer. And the other, it will be thermo digital or something like that. Okay, we can create that. And we can create the thermo digital here. Okay, we can go here. And I create a new component, thermo digital. Okay, so just to repeat a little bit, ngGC and the name of the component that you want to create. And here it's automatically, it does the command for you with the Angular CLI. I will just do that, and we have two new components here. Don't forget to import that in the app module, so we will do that here. And in the declaration you can put the two thermo that we have here, the thermometer component and the thermo digital that we have here. Seems good. Okay, so far so good. We can go for the first, it will be the thermometer. I will display the both just to see if everything is okay. So I will do just thermo here. And we have the digital. And we have the other here. It will be the thermometer. Just like this, and we can put the tag for the end. Okay, everything is fine because everything is there. We just a little bit of cleaning, so I will do that here. What I propose, we move the two components in the app header, so it will be in the component inside. We can move here, we can remove that. Okay. So we have 3 methods here, but we will maybe use something else here to start the first thermometer, to show or not to show, maybe something like that. Okay, let me explain a little bit what we are doing. With the thermometer, the normal, we have an input here for the show. It will be a children, a component children, and the thermodigital also. We have also the show. I have import the library with a control semicolon, and you can import the library here. Okay, seems really good. After, when you are in the weather, what we do, when we click here, we just change the state of the variable. So we can show or hide the thermometer. We want to show, it show. We want to hide, we hide. It's the same here. Okay. Now the next step, it will be to create the thermodigital. What I will the thermometer first and the digital after. What we will do, it will start with that, as you remember. So I will copy that in the paint to see some details. Okay, I have a little bit update the code, so it will be different. We have the normal and the digital. So when you click on the normal, what you will see, we have the temperature. And when we click, we unsubscribe automatically. How I do that? With the async pipe that we have seen before. So I have the get thermo. It's just the observable, but without subscription. It will subscribe automatically when it will see in the HTML, and when it will the component will be destroyed, it will be unregistered. Okay, we can see now for the design that we need. Okay, as you know, in Draw, you don't start with the detail, you do globally, and after you go to the detail. It's exactly the same process that we can do here. So first we must do the vertical thing, so we will do that. And we can see we have a border radius on the top, so we will try something in the same way. Okay, we can go for this. After, I will divide in some row. So we start in the column and we will do some division here. When you don't know, you can use some flashy color just to see how you can adjust the div. So we are in a column, so we have the title here, the temp for the temperature, and the footer here. Okay, we need some adjustment to align. We must analyze better the image. So as you can see, we have two blocks. One block on the left for the number and on the right for the small graduation. And after you have a thin line on the top and a big line on the below. So we will do exactly in the same way. Before to do that, we will separate in the tree the part of the middle here. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3. 3 columns that we need here. So it will be graduation left, graduation right, and the Mercury in the middle. Okay, we can try something like this, just the graduation left, the graduation right, and the Mercury. So it will be the display flex and the flex duration, the row. And after we will do the graduation that we need. Okay, with the display flex I have just adjusted here. As you can see, it's too small, so we will grow to fit with the column. But the concept is there, so it seems in a good shape. After some adjustment, I arrive almost at what I want to do, and we will do exactly the same on the right here. So to discover a little bit the code, I just do an ng4 with some repetition, with some class, some div also. I do for the first part on the top of 0, this part, and below the 0 it's the part below that you can see. As you can see, we have the opposite here for the calculation. So don't forget it starts to 0 with the index here. Yeah, so it's the reason it's a 4 here. And you can do +1. Okay, I'm satisfied, so I will copy that on the right also. Okay, to have the little symmetry that you can see here. It's not really a symmetry, it's just the same, but the column has the just swap. So what I do, just with the CSS, with the flex direction, I do a row reverse. So to inverse the column. So don't need to move your div here, you just use the CSS to do that. It's really important. Now I will remove all the color. Okay, to have the middle, I just duplicate the mercury for the background and the mercury for the fill. As you can see, there is a border radius only on the top but not below. After, with the flex basis, we can just adjust the size to give more or less size. If we increase, it will increase the volume here of mercury. But what we can do is maybe to inverse also the condition here. So I inverse the condition. So now, as you can see, it's more logical what we have here. How I inverse with the column reverse that you can see here. Okay, it seems really good. So now we can remove some color to put real color and see what we have here. Okay, just a small improvement. I've just remove some colors, adjust the colors. I've put a blue here, and I have shrink a little bit the mercury. So it seems really good. So now we can adjust that, of course, to the number that we receive from the API here. Okay, what I will do, I will just put an ng container here on the top. An ng container doesn't create any node HTML here in the DOM, so it's really easy to do something here. We will just use what we have here for the get thermo. Okay, what I do, I just take what we have for the subscription and I rename the name here, like thermo, and after we can use some property from there to display and to adjust, you know, the mercury here. Okay, we just finished the first part of the tutorial. I have binding the data, as you can see, I have started. I have retrieved the information with the degree and with the day. After, we will bind it to display that with the thermometer. And with the thermometer, we can see that in action when we'll do. Maybe we will do a small animation for the mercury there, and also we will display the date. And after, we will do the other, of course, the show digital thermometer. I hope the first part was good for you and you have learned a lot of things, and we continue on the next topic for the next part. Thank you to follow me, see you, and have a nice day or have a nice evening. Bye.